I have been playing Animal Jam Classic again. Originally, as a way to heal my inner child, I quickly became obsessed with playing this game. I have so much nostalgia for it, customizing my animals to look super rad, making cool different themed dens, playing the adventures and minigames. It's just so much fun. But what the most interesting thing about the game is now is the community. Almost everyone on Animal Jam is either an older teen or adult who used to play this game when they were children. Hey wow, that's just like me. And because we actually have more developed brains, we kind of throw our real-world scenarios into the game itself. That's where the title of this video comes into play. Due to the community, there's a player-made economy in this game. Yeah, you know, the pixels and in-game currency. It definitely doesn't help when AJHQ makes some items completely inaccessible, and even aid in the sweltering economy by allowing players to create their own in-game shops. So today, just because I'm so infatuated with it, I want to share with you my basic understanding of the Animal Jam economy and what makes you rich. And the best way to get rich quick is to start with a little investment, so let's go over the basic currency system real quick. When you make your account and start playing, a little rabbit fella named Peck gives you a quick tutorial on how the world works. But nobody cares about that, she just gave you like 2,000 gems! Gems are the most common in-game currency you can get. You use these to buy tons of stuff like clothes, den items, and even pets for your animals. Maybe just don't think about it too hard. You can build up your gems by playing mini-games, doing adventures, recycling items you don't want anymore, and the non-member daily spin wheel. About that. This might be a good time to mention that this is one of those online kids games where you basically get nothing fun unless you pay a membership for real-life money. You'll never be able to be rich in this game unless you're rich enough in real life to buy a membership. Which is only like $20, but I'm a broke college student. $20 is hard to come by. That's rich people money in this economy. But back to gems. They're basic Animal Jam currency, the loose change you find on the ground in a Walmart parking lot, the crumpled up $5 bill you forgot in your jeans and found while you were doing laundry. This stuff can help you get some basic goods, and it's always a good thing to have in your pink purse. But it doesn't get you too far. Diamonds are the other in-game currency, only diamonds are considered the $50 bills of the world. Non-members can only receive them from the small sliver on the daily spin, but members can receive diamonds in many other ways. Firstly, memberships will also grant other goodies like extra gems, special animals and clothes, and most importantly, diamonds. You can use diamonds to buy tons of other stuff too. The diamond shop offers a variety of goodies like different armor sets, animals, pets, dens, terraforming materials, den items, and personal shops. But we'll get to that later. I personally try to buy as many member diamond animals as possible. I also really like some of the clothing items like the zipper tail and the wing collar. Out of the diamond shop, you can still use diamonds for certain goodies. My personal favorite are masterpieces, aka really bad MS Paint looking artwork. It's super hard to make stuff on there. The back button only goes back once, and there's no color picker, so you need to make sure you can find the colors you need in the history. Oh yeah, you also can't change saturation at all. Want a nice mauve color? Maybe a dusty lavender? Well, Animal Jam says, how about you kill yourself? But if you're as talented with a mouse as I am, you can make some pretty nice stuff and turn it into an item for your den for 2 diamonds. In fact, I even take commissions for 10 diamonds each. Pay the 2 diamond fee, I make 8 diamonds. Wait, you're selling masterpieces? How do you do that? I'm so glad you're paying attention, viewer. What a good job you did. You did such a good job listening. You creep. This is how you get your sick kicks. In 2019, AJHQ added the den item, My Shop, to the diamond shop for 5 diamonds. This item would allow the player who bought it to sell their own items from their own dens, kind of like a garage sale. And thus, the player-made economy is suddenly thriving. Jammers all over the website started buying shops and selling their own goods for gems and diamonds. That's right, you could make gems and diamonds with this thing. My Shop was the start of this new mind-blowing economy. Start ringing in that bling, baby, because everyone is selling and buying. Want to sell your phantom rug? Boom! You've got 3 diamonds now. Want to make commissions? You can sell your masterpieces. APR is through the floor. Stocks are up. Buy low, sell high. Inflation? Don't even worry about... Wait, how many diamonds is that? Okay, so diamonds aren't really the cream of the crop anymore. Apparently, inflation in Animal Jam world is pretty, common. Like, come on, do people really need to pay this much for a bone tail? You can just get them when they show up during Halloween. Well, actually, if we know anything anything about the basic laws of business and economy, the lesser the product, the rarer it is. And the rarer the product, the demand for that product goes up. Ah, the good old law of supply and demand. Due to this, jammers all over the site collectively consider each item to have specific worth, with diamonds being the main unit to base everything off of. It's a little difficult to explain, so how about I give you an example? Using the Animal Jam Worth wiki as a guide, let's start from the beginning. Our main unit of measurement are diamonds. 1 diamond is the equivalent of, well, 1 diamond. But it is also the equivalent of other items too, most notably Rare Item Monday items, or RIMs for short. RIMs are, quote-unquote, rare items that are offered in any of the overworld shops only on Mondays. They tend to be recolored items that have already been sold or are currently being sold. Due to the recolor, many of them look kinda garbage, but some of them are pretty cool. However, previous RIMs can be found from adventures and minigame chests too, so there are actually a lot of ways people can receive RIMs, which basically means that RIMs aren't as rare as the shiny gold rare tag makes you believe they are. Many jammers sell rims in their shops for 1 diamond each, but some people actually sell them for gems, which is way less than any kind of diamond value. So if rims aren't actually considered rare, then what is considered rare? Well, let's work our way up. We'll start with clothing betas. Clothing betas are articles of clothing for your animals that were originally made and sold during the beta testing of the game all the way back in May of 2010. There are 6 different clothing betas, 4 of which are worth 5 to 15 rims or 2 to 3 diamonds each. Author's note: before writing the script, the wiki stated that those clothing betas were worth, quote, a few rims each. So the AJ market definitely has some issues going on right now. However, 2 of the clothing betas, Flower Crowns and Non-Glossy Cupid Wings, are worth much more. Flower Crowns go from a few clothing betas or 15 diamonds, while Non-Glossy Cupid Wings go for 20 to 25 diamonds or 1 den beta. However, that's just an estimate. If we take a look at the Animal Jam wiki page for Flower Crowns, we can see that black and white Flower Crowns are worth significantly more than other colors, each being worth 1 den beta each. So there are some items based on color that are deemed more valuable by the players. This is most likely due to the amount of people who enjoy how a certain color look more than all the others. Since black and white are both neutral colors, it's very easy to make cool outfits with them, so it makes sense as to why jammers want them more. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You probably heard me mentioning den betas earlier. Den betas are similar to clothing betas, being from the early beta testing days, but these items are specifically decorations to use in your dens. And just like clothing betas, there are some that are worth more. Starting with walls and floors, these go for significantly less than other den betas. So much so that jammers created the acronym WOF, or WOF, when asking to trade, just to avoid receiving them. Most walls and floors go for 3 to 4 clothing betas. Doing the math here, since one average clothing beta costs roughly around 3 diamonds, one WOF would cost around 9 to 12 diamonds each. I tend to see jammers selling theirs for 10 diamonds or less. But just like with clothing betas, red brick walls and wood floors are worth significantly more due to the demand. Which makes sense, like, I have my own wood floors and they look really good in every single den. I'm never getting rid of mine. That thing is worth a good amount too. 5 other den betas or a decent short collar? That's a steal. I promise you I'll get to spiked colors soon, just hold your horses or whatever. Den beta worth is also sectioned off depending on if it's a non-member den beta or a member-only den beta. Remember when I said that this game has a membership system? Well, good-looking and more valuable non-member items are even more rare than member items because they aren't exclusive to those with money to use. Anyone can use non-member items, which opens the jammer demand pool even more. Member den betas are worth 10 to 15 clothing betas or 17 to 20 diamonds, except for the claw, which is more valuable. Also, I have one. Not to flex or whatever, but non-member den betas are worth 15 to 20 clothing betas or 25 to 30 diamonds. Again, except for one, Cammy's frog. I don't have that one. The nicest thing about these items is that not only are they worth a decent amount of money, but a lot of them look really nice in your den. I'm almost always using the claw, porch swing, gecko plushie, and wood floors in my dens. I really like the mirror statue and bubblegum machine too, but I never tend to keep any of those around for too long. Long. Wait, no, I'm not ready to talk about that one. This is where I start to lose my mind. Ever since I could remember playing this game, rare spiked wristbands and collars were all the rage. You weren't cool unless you had one. I don't remember if I had one as a kid, but I have one now, so that's all that matters. Only issue is, it actually really isn't that good in standards of spikes. See, spikes are confusing and all over the place. Originally, they were just rare spiked wristbands and collars, but now there's a whole crap ton of them. While those ones aren't necessarily super rare, a lot of them tend to be worth the same or even better than most den betas. In fact, there are a few that tend to be on the same value scale as original rare spikes. On the wiki page detailing all of the Diamond Shop spiked collars, first generation long spiked collars, neon long spiked collars, and the blackout long spiked collars are worth the same amount as rare spiked collars we all know and love. That also goes for many spikes in the Spectacular Spikes collection released in 2024. Basically speaking, a lot of those spikes are worth around 25 to 40 diamonds each. But we haven't even mentioned spiked wristbands or any of the original rare spikes. Well, since they're smaller and less sought after, spiked wristbands aren't actually all that valuable. Spiked wristbands from the Spectacular Spike collection, for example, are only a few clothing betas each, aka about 10 diamonds. But the original rare spiked wristbands are worth much more based on quality? Let's start with rare spiked wristbands. Considering what we know now about law of supply and demand, similar circumstances show up when regarding the rarity of rare spikes. Keeping that in mind, colors can drastically change the demand of any item, especially spikes. It's so important that sometimes jammers don't even ask for actual colors, rather they ask for what the spike is worth. Take a look at the wiki with me. Orange and green short spiked wristbands are worth 1 member den beta, aka 20 diamonds each. Despite the amount of diamonds they're worth, jammers consider them bad. They're literally labeled as bad. Like, come on, man, what did green spikes do to you? The orange, I mean, yeah, sure, I get it, but the green ones? Then we have yellow and pink, which are also worth 1 den beta, but a little more diamonds than the other two because they're considered quote-unquote decent. Decent short spikes are 25 diamonds each. Then we have the good spikes, the ones that are actually more sought after, I guess. Why anyone would want a red spike more than a green spike is beyond me, but I gotta be unbiased, I guess. Purple and red spikes are worth 1 to 2 den betas or 30 diamonds. But for some reason, even though it's considered good, blue short spikes are worth the same amount of diamonds and den betas as the decent spikes. Pour one out for my blue spikes, man. And finally, black. This is considered the best spike. 2 den betas, 35 to 40 diamonds. That's a goodie right there. Clearly, the trend of neutral colors and demand wins again. There are also long versions of spikes, too. If you didn't notice me saying long earlier, you probably would have thought this was the end. No, silly. You're gonna have to lose your marbles with me. Speedrun, go! Rare long spiked wristbands are worth more than their short wristband counterparts and are listed in similar order. Orange and green long spiked wristbands are bad and worth 2 den betas or 40 to 45 diamonds each. The yellow decent long spiked wristband is worth 2 den betas or 45 to 50 diamonds, but the pink decent long spiked wristband is worth 2 to 3 den betas or 50 to 70 diamonds each. Blue good long spiked wristbands are worth 2 to 3 den betas or 50 to 55 diamonds. Purple and red good long spiked wristbands are worth 3 den betas or 60 to 70 diamonds. And finally, black best long spiked wristbands are worth 3 to 4 den betas or 9 to 100 diamonds each. Jeez, that's a lot of diamonds. You're starting to see the patterns with these spikes, right? Short spikes are less rare compared to the long ones. They also have a clear demand when it comes to color, orange being the least demanded, black to being the most. Gee, if a long black spiked wrist is worth 100 diamonds, I wonder how many diamonds the collars cost. Orange and green bad spiked short collars are worth 3 to 4 den betas, 2 bad long spiked wrists for 70 to 80 diamonds, 7 den betas, 2 long spiked collars are 30 to 100 spiked collars, 4 bad long spiked collars, 1,100 diamonds each. Pink, decent... Wait. You're telling me that after all these years, the status symbol of a rare, black, long spiked collar has been dethroned? In the week that I decided to write this script? And you're telling me it's worth 2 black longs? That's 2,000 diamonds! Hey, thanks for watching until the end of this video. I hope your brain cells are still intact. There's still a lot to talk about regarding the rarity of items in Animal Jam and the means to achieve it. I haven't even mentioned Scullies, but that's for another day. For now, just know that I did actually enjoy making this video, despite the insanity that it caused me. If you're interested in more, then show me by leaving a like or comment to fuel my ego and make them. And if you're my professor watching this, are you proud of what I've become?